Alright, I believe that countdown means that y'all can hear us, and if you can't, then I'm sure Darkmoon will correct me momentarily. But, for now, who's ready for Spring Tournament, the best time of the year? I know I am. What about you, 4X?
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to this one. Well, I'm going to look forward to all of them, but yeah, I'm ready for this.
Yep, and we have a Pod C match for y'all today. aaron2u2 versus Reesewulf. Reese has already gotten one match squeezed in since the announcement stream last night, and he's looking for redemption today. Well, this will be Aaron's first race, and if I'm not crazy, this is one of the first restreamed matches of this tournament.
I might be right. Oh, you might be crazy, and you might not be, but you are correct. This is, I believe, the first restream match of the tournament. Obviously, not the first race yet, but we're looking forward to this one.
Yeah. And this is an interesting matchup we've got sitting here. We've got, okay, yes, Adam, we know that there were some qualifier matches, but we're not counting those. Those aren't part of the tournament. Those are qualifiers for the tournament. Anyway, but yeah, we've got an interesting mix today. We've got Reese favoring a Thief Rainbow, which, that's actually surprising. Reese, I know, is a big fan of the Black Belt. Meanwhile, we have Aaron rolling with a Thief Black Belt, White Mage Black Mage, which the Black Mage in particular came out of the Blursings looking very swole with a Black Belt Vitality growth, plus 15 luck, and a hit percent penalty that will never matter.
That's absolutely right. If you're swinging with your Black Mage, something went wrong horribly.
Or you're going for swag, but
swag don't work too well when you're trying to race, unfortunately.
Exactly. As far as other Blursings go, the Thief wound up with plus 10 Vitality, plus 20 HP, and a Agility penalty that doesn't matter because with these flags, the Thief gets way more Agility than is practical. Black Belts, meanwhile, can toss on Red Mage armor, have a plus 20 Strength that doesn't matter, and can't wear a Pro Ring, which also doesn't matter. White Mages get a couple extra level 1 MP, some extra hit percent, but a strength penalty to offset, and the Red Mage is going to be rocking plus 10 strength, the ability to throw a Vorpal on as soon as possible, but they get minus 1 hit percent per level, so I don't know how much we're actually going to see the Red Mage swing today.
Yeah, my feeling is Red Mage is going to be a backup temper fast and Cure Caster is what that's going to be.
So we should be seeing these runners go there. Okay. Okay, apparently we were not getting the streams loaded. That's fine.
Awesome. So we're already into Temple of Fiends. Let's see what we get out of this. Flame Sword, Flame Shield -3. Wow.
Yeah. Having pulled the magic already from the race ROM, I can go ahead and let y'all know. We do have Cure 4 at level 1, along with Harm 3, which those White Mages will be able to throw out for damage on anything. Quad X, Warp, and Brack available at level 1 Black Magic. So we've got a pretty decent spread on the spells right now.
Yeah, that Harm 3 is going to be definitely helpful with that White Mage, able to hit everybody, because gives you that sweeper while your Quad X is a good well, probably going to use it right here, matter of fact.
Oh, 100% going to use it here. The only reason you'd use the Brack is for swag.
Oh, yeah. Alright, got a level 2. We're going to go see what the castle brings us. We get TNT and Chime.
Chime, okay.
Alright.
So we're going to go see that TNT turned in probably right away.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, go ahead.
Oh, I said I'd still probably go over there and take out some pirates, maybe hopefully get some adamant out of that as well before I head over there. But yeah, I see that TNT turn-in coming up really quick.
I could see someone maybe opting for Save Scum. Save at the end, just run over. Obviously, we haven't gotten to see what the encounter rate looks like.
Right. Oh, gold bracelets are available, and they're -1, but it's still backup armor. We're gonna go see what the chest of Matoya will have here shortly.
be honest, with that strength bonus on the black belt, if I were in Aaron's shoes, I might have grabbed that iron staff +2 just for like the first few levels.
Cap plus four and almost $4,000 in gold in Matoya's. Wasn't one of our key items, but yeah, I'd take that to the pirates. Let's see. Got our bridge bosses out of the way.
Yep, looks like both runners are opting for what you said, Forex, going to go ahead and hit Provoca up, see what the pirates have, see if they can make one trip to the Dwarf Cave, and due to technical difficulties, we may be seeing this purple screen a few times today. We apologize for the inconvenience, but hope that everyone understands.
Yeah, I hope so. Oh, Reese decided to reset out of that gold.
Yeah, Reese basically only checking Matoya because he's gotten burned in a qualifier race by one of our loose items being in Matoya.
Okay.
So for those of you who haven't been paying attention to the spring tournament until now, this year we are going with 2 loose items in non-incentive locations. So, meaning if an item is found in an incentivized chest, there cannot be a loose item anywhere in that dungeon, which includes multi-part dungeons. So we do have the Sky chest incentivized, but that means that there will not be a loose item in Sky or Mirage. That does not include locations that NPCs give you items in. So the loose item can be in Matoya's Cave, it can be in the Waterfall. In fact, I've seen that in a qualifier race. So...
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, so checking Matoya for the loose is not a bad call.
Nope. And if you find something nice and handy dandy there, it doesn't always turn out. Like I said, I probably would have took that gold just so I can get spells and items here in Provoca and not have to come back, but that's the way I would have ran it, and I'm not running this race, so... Oh, we get a bottle.
Just a bottle from BK, so... Aaron going ahead and opening the bottle, not wanting to forget about that.
Hopefully he remembers he has had it and isn't running around for something. But
I'm going to... that is a well-practiced, just open the bottle and get it over with hand.
Yeah, so probably very aware of it. Alright, nothing good in the armor shop. And we did see what
reasonably priced. What were you going to say?
Oh no, I was just saying. All right, and the white and black magic, nothing super good there. There's Cake, so and maybe Saber, which we did see Reese use the Cake on the pirates though.
Well, both of these runners did bring a black belt, or not black belt, in Thief today, so that Saber could come in handy in the late game.
Yeah.
Especially if our Saber gauntlet is, say, at Lefane and we hit Go mode before checking that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not a bad spell to have available. But just definitely, if you're looking for other stuff, you're like, there might be prioritizing other things above that. Alright, we're probably going to do our TNT turn in here in a second. Find out what we got there. And we got warp, so we can pop right back out after we get it in.
Which, of course, means it's going to be the Atom, and you're going to have to walk it over to the Smith anyway.
Of course, because we have the warp already available. Just to make you have to waste your time.
But yeah.
Ooh, need that.
Yeah. Now, the canoe, does open some new locations, but we do have extended open progression on, so we didn't actually need the canoe to head down to Marsh Cave and Elfland, but here we go.
Yep. But we do need it to get to Ice Cave and Volcano without airship, and to even get the airship, you have to have the canoe anyhow.
Yeah, no one is complaining about an early canoe.
Absolutely not.
But, let's see here. We are heading into Elfland, so we are going to see what our level 3 and level 4 magic is shaping up like.
There's Temper and Ice 3, not too bad there, the black magic.
And white magic has exit evade.
Ooh, and harm 2, so some more sweepers for that white mage.
Yeah, and considering that Ice 3 and Ice 2 are our lowest level sweepers, that ain't bad.
Oh, we got Harm 4 at that, and what do we get here? Oh, Nuke, Harm 4. Wow.
Yeah, Nuke and Lock 2, which,
Yeah, if I
seen... Go ahead.
Ah, sorry. Yeah, if I was running this one, I'd be done checking magic by now.
Yeah, the main thing is, we haven't seen Fast yet.
That is true, but, if you got the Thief, yeah, you want the Fast, but you got that Black Belt, that isn't strictly required. You're taking that Black Belt up to a high enough level where you're going to get plenty of hits in.
Yeah. In the meantime, though, let's...
In the meantime.
Reese took a stopover in Canaria, I think, to take some of that pirate money and invest it into supplies. So he's a little bit behind Aaron at the moment, just from sort of just doing a little bit of extra prep work before heading down to this part of the world.
And Aaron's given us a clinic on how to counter manip all the way over down to Marsh Cave here.
Yeah, it looks like we don't have an early hero run necessarily, but we do have... Well, we'll see.
I mean, it's still a decent run off the hard reset, so it can get you places without having to hurt yourself too much.
Yeah. So let's see here. Reese probably...
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, Ree's probably going to follow in Aaron's footsteps shortly. I imagine that he's going to do the proximity play to Marsh, unless he just really, really doesn't like Marsh Cave.
Which, to be fair, Marsh can be rough, but you do have Warp and Exit now.
Well, you might not have enough levels for Exit is the only issue there.
True, but you should have enough levels for your Warp to get you back to the top by now.
But yeah, you absolutely should be able to warp out, especially if you're Reese with 2 black magic casters, and I would assume he grabbed warp on both the red mage and the black mage. Ooh. That is a katana +4. Okay.
Yeah, that is nice. That is nice.
If Aaron was debating maybe danning that thief after seeing what magic's available, that ain't the case no more.
Nope, got the canal, so we do have to pop up here into Marsh.
Maybe. There is still the outside chance that the floaters here on the southern continent.
That is true. You could still find the floater loose in Volcano or in ice, or find a key and find the floater loose behind locked doors. All that good stuff.
Circle of Sages either.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
And yeah,
I'm just going for worst possible scenario there.
Yeah, you are correct though. Pretty much every key lock location except the 3 key lock chests in Marsh Cave is a valid location for the loose item to be in.
Absolutely. All right. We're taking these. Which, with that amount in there, I would take them. Good early levels on the... I am not going to try to pronounce that because I suck at pronunciation. Those fishy things.
The Caribs?
Yes, thank you. Yes, the Caribs. Decent early levels. You don't want to take too many of them, but if they're off the hard reset, you take it, reset, and do it. I've done that a few times to gain some levels on the run.
Yeah, Caribs are an interesting monster because since we do have scripts and skills shuffled, there's a non-zero chance that they'll pop up and just murder you.
That is true. But oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say I've seen a lot of seeds where the Caribs just sort of do terrible things to you.
I have too. But as I said, this one looks like they're not too horrible, and they usually pop up a lot. So, every key item you get a little bit more experience for each one. So they're usually worth a decent amount of experience, especially at low levels when you're trying to just go. So you get them off the power cycle. They're not murder Caribs. Go ahead, take them on your way over to
Yeah,
Wow.
Get you.
My mind just went completely blank on the name of this town. Crescent Lake. There we go.
Yeah. I mean, it's an easy name to forget. You know, you take one look at it, and it's just, I can't for the life of me think of what it would be called.
No, I can't. All right, so, wow, we got Fate here too. Which,
Go on.
Yeah, you got Fade, you got Light 3. We are getting all sorts of good sweeper spells, but what's worrying me right now, we know already because we're pretty smart, but we're not going to bring it up right now until we actually see it on stream. But we do know that there's some interesting placements of spells, but right now we're looking at a good portion of sweeper spells, but I haven't seen do see Cure 4, but I haven't seen any other healing spells going on.
Yeah, we got Cure 2 at level 6 as well. The thing that bothers me, though, is that Invis 2 is also level 6, so you don't like to see, like, your defensive spells sharing space with your offense. So we did pull a crown just to kind of step back out of Crescent Lake on Aaron's side, and he's opted to go ahead and go check ice before trekking all the way back to fight Astos.
Right. Well, and not a bad play. We know exactly where that incentive item is going to be in this dungeon.
And we do have level 1 warp, so this can be a quick in and out.
Thank you, Rich Bork. Sometimes I just get it. Sometimes my brain gets ahead of my mouth. So that's where it happens. It just tries to trip on its way out.
Just remember the advice that's given to actors and pro wrestlers alike. If you think you're going too slow, you need to slow down a little bit more.
That works for me.
But it's also one of those things. Slowing down comes naturally to me, being from the South. Because apparently the advice that's given to how to do a Southern accent is start a sentence and just think that you have all day to finish it. And
that's a good one.
That's not true.
That is a very good one.
Once I heard it, was just like, oh, I guess that is what I do.
That works.
But yeah, so Aaron is coming up to these chests, opting for the quick check rather than peeping the tile to see who's there. We do have a tile shuffle, and
we have the rods, so ice will be required.
Ice is required, but more importantly, that means that either Astos has our way out of the inner sea, or we're about to go on an adventure to the volcano.
Yeah. And now in most seats, you'll find at least one key item in Volcano or Sea. At least one. But it still doesn't feel good when you actually have to go start looking for the key items. You want to try all your other stuff before you have to actually start digging out those loose items.
Yeah, but it is one of those things we're running out of those spots real fast. Like, Astos could give us the adamant or the crystal or the herb, and those could continue to lead down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, absolutely. But the question now is, do you go turn in the crown or do you go to Volcano?
Turn in the crown. You there's no way you're... Volcano is chest dense, but it's not quite that dense, and you do not have what you need to kill Carrie. Not with the parties these two have.
Fair enough. Hey, that's why I got the experienced runner on stream here.
Yeah, but Dang's tracking. I don't know what... Like, he can't do too much. He's busy clicking buttons.
Fair enough.
But no, yeah, it's one of those things, if you want to be cheeky, you could make that Volcano play. You could say, I'm willing to bet that what I need is loose, and this running around the continent is a rabbit hole. And I'll get what I need to clear the Volcano as I'm clearing Volcano. That is 100% a play you could make. It is the riskier play, though.
That is true.
While you are opening boxes in Volcano, your opponent will be following that crown.
Oh, Dark Twins brought up a good point. It could also hugely depend on the party selection too. If you have a fighter or somebody that requires a lot of gear, yeah, going into Volcano might have been the smarter first play.
Again, at that point, it gets back to what you have on the table. We haven't really seen... We've seen some decent gear post-promotion, but I don't know if we've really seen anything good for the party that we have. And oh, look at that. That is... It is as foretold in the prophecy, except this happened 10 minutes ago, so I don't really think that it's as foretold in the prophecy.
Ah, that's alright. But gonna go back and see those dwarves. And let's see what we get from this. We have a crystal. The prophecy is coming true.
If Matoya gives us the herb, I never claimed not to be a witch, so nothing's really going to change. But that is going to be beautiful and glorious.
All the fetch quests. Oh, Matoya slab, please. Oh, that would be just absolutely horse. Oh man, yeah, no. You get the slap from Matoya, then now you have to go back to Volcano and dive it. Oh. Or anything that could force you have to go clear out Volcano. Oh, we get a floater.
And this is the that's the risk of not following those confirmed key item locations to their natural end.
Yep.
If you dive the Volcano at this point, you are at a disadvantage unless like the key is there or like the loot. Something that you're not going to need until the end of the game that your opponent may last location.
Yeah. Right. But even so, if your opponent comes much later, they're going to be at a better place just to kind of fly right through Volcano, whether you might be actually happen to slog through it because you went in at a lower level. Let's see.
No. Since Reese is the one who we're kind of speculating on the decisions he could make at this point, he does have that thief and black mage.
Yeah.
So there's he can skip out on a lot of fights. And I'm pretty sure he really wishes he could skip out on this fight.
This one, yeah, absolutely.
But, he got through it. He's down a red mage, but honestly, the white and black mages probably are going to benefit more from the levels right now anyway.
Yeah. Well, and that brings up another thing I just seen in chat about talking about the ship. The ship can be anywhere, but right now, the ship is not required. You can get everywhere you need to right now with a canoe and an airship.
Yeah, also Aaron opting to go the long way around. It's one of those things that's tricky when you're going from Matoya to Ryukon, because no matter which way you go, it just feels like forever.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The river system from Provoca would have been the faster route in this case.
It could be, but you got to make a decision, and then once you hit it, you go. So it's just quicker to make the decision than just sit there and go, oh, he's going to go here, and hard to release the bottle, so let's... Slow and dark. Tier 3.
Yeah. Probably won't be checking the level 8 shops, but we'll see. So, Reese, like Aaron, going, okay, I've got the rod, I've already lost a party member, I am just going to go ahead and bail.
That's probably the smart move.
Making the decision to move the black mage up to help shield that white mage instead of leaving the red mage in the second slot. I mean, the black mage is beefy, so I understand the choice.
Alright, bottle turns into the slab.
Alright, Reese at least going to go back to Crescent to revive this red mage, probably.
Probably.
I would assume Reese is also going to follow that crown. Reese tends to play fairly conservative. So it's one of those things I can't imagine he's going to take a big gamble, and that is a ruse stick out of Sarda.
Yep, and we are taking it.
Yeah. So we do have item magic on for this flag set. But we have incentivized the Power Gauntlet and the Power Staff, which, in the flags we have on, forces them to be a Saber and a Ruse casting item, respectively.
Alright, and while you're talking about that, if you want to heal, you have to go to level 5, because that's where all the heal spells are.
I hope you want to heal the whole party. But yeah. Heal 3, heal 2, and heal all at level 5 white magic.
Add wall. Just for a little bit extra.
I mean, we haven't seen a ribbon yet, so...
No, we have not.
Pick up wall and heal 3. I think those are actually the red mage learnable slots?
The slot 1 and 2. I mean, it not only did heal 3, 2, and 1 happen, it went wall, heal, 3, 2, 1. In that order. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying, is I think the red mage is able to learn slot 1 and 2 at level 5 white magic.
Alright, Aaron is going to go ahead and go see the Luthanians, because he did turn in that slab. Go see what they give us.
No, Go ahead.
Oh, no, sorry. So yeah, he's doing getting as many more of those key items as he can. And the ruby.
Yeah, so again, with that loose can't be an incentive dungeons, that makes Titans that's a reason to turn in the ruby to the Titan, because those 4 chests can have a loose item, and it's not necessarily a high probability play, but it's a quick check that you might get into one fight with that warp available.
Yeah, and you don't want to just reset out of the ruby and then end up last locationing that. So you take it out, you walk it out. Just in case. Plus, again, every key item gives you just that little bit more experience too. So when you're ready for your grind, it helps.
Shoutouts to Danny in chat for clearing it up. It is the first slot of level 5 white magic that's red mage learnable. Slot 2 requires class promotion for red wizard, but that is good news for Reese in that red mage will be able to pick up both wall and heal 3 if he wants.
Yep. All right.
We did also see Locke in that promotion lock black magic slot at 5. Yep,
we did. All right. Ooh, that's a lot of gold.
We're probably going to see this warped out. Yeah. House plus 50k. That's
probably going to buy your shop item.
Also, Aaron's just going to go, you know what, I don't feel like using my warp slot.
He's been doing a lot of checks.
Yeah.
He's been doing a lot of checks, he might be just out.
That's also distinctly possible. But hey, you got a convenient house, so that fixes that.
Yep, it does.
Yeah, he did also make a run-in to check the Hall of Giants, but I don't think we saw anything too interesting there.
No, mud goals in Earth.
Yeah, so Reese, meanwhile, is going to be following the long and winding road to get his floater, but if he had any temptation to go to... Okay, he had a long moment of, really?
Yes, yeah. That was... Yeah, I'm sure that was the whole just stared at the screen for a second, blinked a couple times, and went, you gotta be kidding me.
Yep. Either way, so Aaron...
He's gonna go...
Okay, yeah. Aaron, go ahead and loot Cardia real quick.
Not bad. Get all these free chests too, because each individual spot doesn't have a lot. Ooh, and that was a good play.
Okay, well there's our Oxyale, loose in Cardia.
Yep.
So we've got one loose item left to find.
Yep.
And I'm gonna be honest, I always forget that Cardia is a potential location for the loose items, and that is a Vorpal sword. So. Reese actually may be glad to see that, depending on when he gets over to Cardia.
Absolutely.
Because he does have that red mage who can wield the Vorpal. Very poorly, but can.
Yep. But I was going to say, most of these free... there's actually quite a few chests in the free checks, though. Each area doesn't have a lot of them. There's quite a few on the chance. So there's, a not insignificant chance that your free checks will get you your key item, as we just saw here.
Yeah. But yeah, that Vorpal being in the same area as the Oxyale, Reese should come across it pretty quick.
Yeah.
But Reese does know the quicker way to the airship, so he'll pick up a little bit of time here.
All right, and Aaron showing you a pretty heads-up play for the checking the caravan for the item. Landing on top of the caravan is possible.
Yeah. I think I read that in Nintendo Power once, which means that it's like one true thing published in that and 800 lies. Also, I think this does mean that our item is here in the on-rack item shop, and today it is...
The herb cheap.
Yeah, a cheap herb, so...
Ow. Especially at that late at item shop. All right, we are going to go up to Waterfall, check the chest, go speak to the robot overlord minion.
Hey, you do not talk about Marcy that way. She is
Marcy? I love learning the new names for stuff.
The only one who I think I'm the only one who calls her that, but that's because Final Fantasy Adventure is the best Zelda game. Fight me.
Not gonna fight you on that one. But yeah, we got warp, we got exit. Might as well just go ahead and check this out real quick.
Yeah, nah, it's this is a good play. Aaron probably, I think he's probably at about the point he can at least consider a C play. I mean, he's got the airship. It's not going to take long to come back if he's like, I'd rather be somewhere else than going into C right now.
Right, and there's the spike tile check too, so if it turns out to be something nice and juicy, there you go. Blizz mummies.
Yep. Reese, meanwhile, has gotten into the air just shy of the 30-minute mark,
Yeah.
and is probably going to be doing a lot of the checks that we've seen Aaron go through.
Absolutely, and he is picking up some Pro Ring +2 there. And the zombies are not juicy at all. Quite dry, as a matter of fact.
Well, one could even say emaciated.
Yep. Ooh.
And that's a key. So here's the thing at this point. We have one loose item still out there. The loose item is, say, the tail. Then, we don't need to necessarily find it.
Right. But if the loose item is, say, the cube...
Yeah, like, it's one of those things, like, there's pretty much... Actually, yeah, I think it's... The tail and the saber gauntlet are the two loose items that I think Aaron is wanting to see at this point.
Yep.
Because that key basically means, hey, everything is accessible now.
Yep.
I always forget about the ship. Thank you, Rich.
Yeah. Hey, they're not required, but it looks like Aaron is checking the desert grind and coming up with steak and wings off the power reset.
I do not hate this play.
I don't.
Because pretty much any option he has available at this point, he's gonna want a little more experience on this party.
Yeah, and and if you find something else, if you just decide to go ahead and check the other quadrants, find something better, that's fine. But you want a couple levels now at this point, knowing where these are, so that way if you do find a better spike tile grind, the desert's here. It's easy to get back to. But get a few levels now, maybe complete some other quests, get some more key items, and if you can't find anything better, you can come back.
Yeah. And for folks who are watching who may not be as familiar with how the overworld works, the overworld's basically broken up into large chunks, like large squares, each of which has a set of 8 designated encounters, which is what causes the Peninsula Power, if you're familiar with that, to work. Because the Mirage Desert is so large, that means there's a lot of different encounter groups that are all juicy, that all exist within the desert. And actually, a lot of them are very close to Mirage Tower, like where 4 places intersect. The same goes for the Crescent Lake area. So that's why you're seeing Aaron kind of running around in different spots on this map, basically just making sure, like, there's not a really good encounter right off of reset.
Right. And finding sandwiches. That's good. And seeing some of our earlier, more route divergence, Reesewulf deciding to go ahead and take the Earth Dive. There is an incentive item in Earth, and it is behind locked, which means there's only 2 rooms you have to check for the incentive item in Earth. And you don't have to check any other chests, because that loose is not going to be in Earth.
The bright side to it, too, is there's a couple of spike tiles down there that you can also poke your head in on and see if there's a good grind waiting.
Absolutely.
I didn't see what happened to Reese's white mage, but ain't nothing we can do about it. That we ain't got no life magic.
Yep. Haven't seen a single life spell anywhere, which means it's either level 7
or level
rack,
8, yeah.
Or level 8. So probably not going to get the levels to use it anyhow.
Which that probably is going to fade. So, all right. The lack of life spells, on the one hand, favors Aaron having that black belt. Because a level 42 black belt, you're not worried necessarily about picking people up, unless Topher is just that dangerous.
Right.
But on the other hand, Reese's party has 2 cure casters, 2 heal casters.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you don't have your party, like, wiped out in, like, a single turn, Reese has a much higher ability to recover.
Right. You know, or Kraken2 doing Kraken2 things, but...
Well, yeah, but that would fall under unless something horrible happens in a single turn.
Yes, exactly.
Speaking of horrible things happening, are the wizards hitting really hard, or do they have, like, a instant kill ability?
I was not able to see what with... Oh... I've got a loot here in Earth, and we are not even going to check the other 2 chests. We're going to head down and take out Lich.
So it looks like Aaron is deciding he'd rather also dive Earth than go into sea.
Right.
Reese, I will point out, doesn't actually have that Oxyale yet, so...
Mm-hmm. Well, and Aaron took a couple of fights on the desert, doing just what I was saying, get a few levels so he can get further on. Is actually in a better place coming down into Earth than Reese was starting out with. But still, Reese is still doing it pretty good and coming in hot. We're gonna go ahead and drop that red mage down, and we'll see what we got here.
We got a Lich.
Yeah, well, let's see what we're gonna do.
Reese trying to make our tracker proud today. Shoutouts to Dangwu.
Yeah. Rich Bork. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, so our thief had started with an extra 10 vitality, an extra 20 HP, and had a minus 10 to agility. Our black belt can wear red mage armor, has plus 20 strength, but cannot wear pro rings. The red mage started with plus 10 strength, the ability to equip a Vorpal, and minus 1 hit percent per level, so the other 2 don't matter. The white mage has an extra 2 points of for level 1 MP, plus 10 starting hit percent, and minus 10 strength, so those last 2 are a wash. Black mage is the standout, though, plus 15 luck, black belt vitality growth, and minus 10 starting hit percent. Who cares? It's a black mage. You're not swinging weapons with a black mage.
Yep.
But while I was going over that, Reese did successfully Quake Lich, which, looking at chat, has Dangwu very pleased.
Yep.
Dangwu being the runner who I once raced in a spring tournament, who quaked a Lich 2 who had turn 1 nuke on turn 1. So he didn't ever see that nuke. Ooh. I had to fight that Lich about 3 or 4 times before I managed to get past it.
Ah, there you go.
Someday I might forgive Dang for it. Reese, meanwhile, does get that Oxyale and is going to get that Vorpal.
Right about now. Well, it was going to be now if he didn't run into a dragon on the other side of the door. Sure, happy to see that. Yep. Putting it on right away.
I don't hate it. It's one of those things, like, with that hit percent penalty, your red mage isn't going to be swinging a lot.
But if it keeps you from using a couple of key spell slots in a couple of dungeons, it could be helpful.
Yeah, or if you wind up with your back to the door and that's all you can do with your red mage, you ain't gonna complain.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So we had the zombie D's there in the 3-chest room on Earth floor. Reese didn't even look.
No, Reese did not. But Reese isn't counting on a grind as much as Aaron will be. Let's see.
There. So, yeah. The other nice thing about Aaron's going to find with having that key is that does open up 3 more spike tiles that are easily accessible. The 2 in Northwest Castle, and then the 1 in Temple of Fiends.
Right. And what I like about those ones is because they are pretty close to the beginning, if you get a really bad run on your grind, if that happens to be your grind tile, it's just real quick to get out. You use a save item and preserve your grind.
Yeah, it's very easy to kind of checkpoint your grind in order to get it going. So, Reese also picking up his herb.
I didn't see. Did Aaron turn in his herb?
I don't think he did, and actually, I don't know if I saw the herb on his item screen. Dang, did you see if Aaron has the herb?
Missed it. Okay.
Well, I guess keep your eyes open the next time he uses a tent and see if we can spot that herb.
Yep. Gonna go ahead and do some more. Very well could have been. 24 seconds is actually quite a bit of time in these races.
Like I said, keep your eyes on it. I'll try to also watch for it if he has the cube or the herb or whatever, and then we can figure it out from there.
Yep.
I'm seeing neither.
I'm not either.
Well. I know he saw it, and he had the money for it. I wonder if, I don't know. Well, we'll see what comes of that.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, Ordeals is actually feeling like a bad play right now. Not a bad play, but a very long play. Power bunk. Herb turned into the power bunk. Ordeal, because we don't have the ship, so the easy play to get to Ordeals, taking the ship and the canoe and parking at the river system just right there, it isn't available right now, and it's a long walk, just as long as the walk to Lefane with an airship. We're pretty darn close to the same amount of time. Of course, that's where our last required item is going to be, and you know how that works.
Yeah.
But we do have a loot, we do have a key. We just need a cube, and I'm starting to think it's either one of the key lock loose, or it's in Ordeals, or leads to it from one of those 2 places. It could also be in C.
I'm going to put my money on Hairpin Chest in Volcano having the cube.
Okay. Well, if they didn't already have the key, I would put my money on the TFC chest, but they have the key, so yeah, I'll put my money with yours.
We're going for the red D chest in the meantime. Alright, so
yeah, it looks like Aaron decided to go ahead and going to take the grind here.
I don't know. necessarily a decision, and more just we haven't really found any good armor for anyone.
Yeah.
Like, that may have been a choice that the Tyro made for him.
Oh, yeah. Yes, Rubes. Oh, Dang would already answer it, but we'll put it on stream here, too. Yes, the herb was in on-rack.
About 9k.
Yeah, pretty cheap.
Yeah. Reese gonna go ahead and go hit Ordeals before checking the herb or whatever, so...
Okay, I am going to respond to Dark Twinge here because I do seem to forget that not everybody knows that friendly chest, yes. That friendly chest, it happens to be, there is a key-locked door for some reason in Sea Shrine. If you play the normal game, you would never know it was key-locked. However, in the randomizer, we find out it's key-locked quite often, and there's not an insignificant number of times where a key item has been behind that door and that key. So it's the Crescent Moon room on the second floor of Sea Shrine, the second floor being the one you go through to get 2 mermaids.
I like how everyone has their own interpretation of what F is that they can actually say on stream.
Yes. Tim's Funky Crown. I like that one.
But yeah, nah, I believe it was in a spring tournament race even where someone last locationed an item that was in that room.
Alright, so Reese is going for Ordeals. I'm not totally upset by that. It is a long run.
Now, you got 2 warp casters with level 1 warp.
Mm-hmm. It's real easy. You make the wrong play, just warp right back to the last one.
I am intrigued by Reese's decision to check the faraway pillar before all of the near ones, but...
I am too, especially with that many casts of warp. I could see doing that if you only have a couple casts of warp.
But,
there we go.
Alright. May I just memory hold that 1 pillar.
Very well could have.
But we got 2 nukes coming out. The mummies have some mean okay, we have 1 nuke coming out.
Yeah. Oh, yuck. Oh,
we have no nukes coming out. Resets out. Okay.
Okay, yeah. Oh, those mummies were not nice at all.
Reese having a grudge against the old man instead of just running around him.
Yep. I found out in the Pixel Remaster that you actually will have to talk to the old man to activate the chair. And that kind of frustrated me because I just ran around him, talked to the chair, and went, what the...
because in vanilla, the game actually does check to see if you have the crown before to let you into Ordeals. Which leads me to believe, like, just as a complete aside, personally that leads me to think that at an early stage of development, like, the key wasn't hard required, like, to leave the inner sea. Because that would explain things like the TFC door, the key lock door in Temple of Fiends, and the old man checking for the crown.
That's very true. That actually would make that a lot more sense then. All right.
A lot easier than getting through this fight the second time, because that's the spike tile from Waterfall. It looks like.
Yeah, the mummies and the birdies. All right, we found some zombie Ds. We're gonna take those down, get some more gold off that. We are gonna check the chest. Adam Ruplay pointing out in the chat. Yeah, it very well could be. I mean, even as far back as this game in the original of getting some really spicy chests out of Ordeals here. And there's the cube.
Right. So I believe that gives us go mode.
It does. It does. Yeah, kind of back to what I was saying. Yeah, they sprinkle things in there just for more lore, back even in the original Final Fantasy. So yeah, that very well could have been.
It very well could have been, but considering that they made the stupid game in, like, you know, basically in a state of complete panic, and had to cram everything in there, I don't know if they had time for that.
True. Yep. Fast shirt ribbon, so we don't need to go find our fast for black mage, but it's going to be at a level where we probably couldn't use it anyhow.
Yeah. Reese, though, so Reese has an interesting choice at this point. He is in go mode. He knows he's in go mode. But he also has a thief-led party.
Yep.
Of mages. If I'm in Reese's shoes right now, my one guiding thought is, where is my tail? Why don't I have a tail?
Yep, and as Thing was pointing out, he does need that tail to use his katana that he found, which is a nice katana. That's my endgame weapon for this thief.
Yeah, so I think if I'm in Reese's shoes, I might go ahead and do Sky after Lefane. At least go up to Sky 2 and open that box.
Absolutely.
Because that will tell me, because either that's my tail, or I'm about to go on an adventure.
Hey, I like adventures. Well, yep, looks like we are going to Sky. And we're going to go see what the incentive chest in there is.
Yeah, no, I mean, this has to be your play if you're in Reese's shoes at this point.
Right,
Because,
you don't want to have to full clear anything right now unless you absolutely have to.
yeah, you've already done the other incentivized fiend dungeon, so if you're going to Fire or like Sea or Volcano, you're going to be opening every box in there.
Oh yeah.
Because you still, like, at this point, it's either my ship is loose and I don't care, or my tail is loose and I'm in trouble.
Yes, and this next check is going to tell him exactly what one of those two scenarios it is.
But yeah, see, Reese is not opening a single box. I don't think he dipped in here earlier.
No.
Yeah, he is laser focused. Am I in for a bad time or not?
Yep. Alright. Nuking out the blue Ds, arm 4. Oh, those blue Ds got a little bit of health on them. Yeah, that's just what we were talking about, Rich Bork. Yeah, the ship in Sky is going to make is going to be a feel bad moment for Reese, and it looks like Aaron is heading on over to Ordeals to find his cube. And if he checks any chests, he's going to find all sorts of good stuff there too.
So that leads to a question at that point. If you're in Reese's shoes, if this is going to turn to the ship, do you go to Volcano or Sky?
That's
or not Sky, Sea. I think I go C if I'm in Reese's position and this turns out to be the ship. Mermaid is a lot of chests that you can check without any trouble. But you were going to say something?
Yeah, no, I was going to agree with you on that. You check that, you can check mermaids, get a lot of things, and oh well, that's what Reese wanted to see.
Reese breathes a sigh of relief. That is a tail. Is he going to continue up? He is going to continue up. So he is down a black mage, but he still has his red mage up. So he has that level 1 brack.
Yep. And we got we got nuke. We got plenty of other spells we can cast with the white mage as well. This is not a unreasonable chance at Tiamat.
Yeah, no, I can definitely agree with the play. Worst case scenario, Reese knows that his tail is here now. He knows that if he wants to come back to Sky later, he can.
Mhm.
He doesn't need to worry about full clearing C and Volcano.
Exactly. Yep. All right. Metal slimes. Yeah, run from them. Looks like aaron2u is checking chests in here, so he's going to get all those nice, good stuff. Rubes, no, they have not checked key locks yet. But as of right now, Reese isn't going to be checking anything else. He's got his endgame weapon.
Yeah, Aaron is also unlikely to check anything else once he finds this cube.
Yep. Brew stick. Use the harms as de facto fades. Brack.
Tiamat busts out the lit 2. Minimal damage. Brack comes out. Ineffective. Rusing up the thief in case this comes down to a punch Tiamat in the face game.
aaron2u checking the spike tile just to make sure it isn't something that he wants to grind on, and then exiting out. And more ruse sticks, more harm 4s.
So to answer your question, chat, the thief is currently swinging a saber +2. Not the worst weapon. Not the best weapon, but not the worst weapon.
Nope.
It unfortunately does not have that saber bonk that Aaron does.
Yeah. No, Dangwu pointing out in chat, Aaron did do a handful of the lock chests. Alright. It's a weapon, 3 hits, 40 damage. Yay. And we
but
bracket.
It doesn't matter.
It does not. We just bracked Tiamat. We got our next orb lit. Alright. And now...
Yeah, Reese is immediately going to go turn in this tail so that he can put a katana +4 on that thief and never have that problem again.
Right. And then probably going to go right over to C since it's in the proximity.
It's in the proximity, it's... Yeah.
Yeah, and... probably not going to check very many, if any, chests on the way down. Reese looks like he's ready to finish this one up. He just wants to get the fiends done and go.
So I didn't pay much attention. What level is Aaron currently sitting at with that black belt?
I honestly couldn't tell you.
Like it might be mid-20s, maybe flirting with 32?
Mid-20s. That's, I just saw 23 there. Oh, 31 for the black belt? Oh, okay. That ain't bad.
Yeah.
Oh. And Aaron is in his go mode now that he's got the cube. Because, we ain't promoting the black belt. Yep. Gonna go raise up our, person. Oh, we are gonna check magic here.
And he went ahead and class promoted, so you might as well see what's in the shops.
Right, and you're probably gonna still take some, running grinds or walking grinds as he's going.
But that does also confirm all of our life magic is level 8 today.
Yes, it is. And our fast spell is level 8 as well.
Yep. So...
Oh, we got a fast shirt, so we're fine.
Exactly.
Right. Gonna head on down and to C here. Aaron looks like he's heading on he's gonna go ahead and finish up his yes, I do agree, Dangwu. That fast shirt for Aaron, that was a huge pickup. That makes it a better play to maybe run down into Topher at level 32 rather than a 42 black belt.
But at this moment, I kind of am thinking Reese might have the advantage altogether.
I agree. He's already in go mode. He's already got completed air and is heading down into sea. He's got all of his items that he wants. He's probably close to the levels he wants already. Just doing a walking grind. Really just it's right now about just taking out the fiends, because one of the things you want to do a grind for is to get your black mage up to maybe survive a nuke. Well, we got black belt vitality for that black mage. We're already there.
Yeah, and the other thing too is we have the one ribbon. Aaron has a 30, is going to wind up with a mid-30s black belt if he just guns it from this point forward. That's good enough to do some serious punching damage. That's not good enough for your MDef to effectively be a ribbon.
Right. Exactly.
So,
makes it a little riskier play.
Yeah, but Reese, on the other hand, will be able to just throw that ribbon, like, onto his primary melee for fiend fights.
Yep.
And so that, I don't know, there's a lot of, like, this is definitely a good enough party on Aaron's side to finish out this seed. But it's definitely going to have some issues if Temple of Fiends has any nasty turn 1 surprises.
Yeah, definitely. But remembering that it can wear red mage armor, if you have a good you can probably find a good armor and throw the ribbon on there in a pro ring. Well, can't use pro ring, but you know, you still got to worry about the instant death attacks, but you're still not nearly as hard off as you would be if you didn't have that blessing on it.
Yeah. Dang saying that the thief is like level 16 on Reese's side, that HP, I don't think that's a level 16 thief. But
I
faster
went
than mine, so it might very well be.
Yeah. May still be looking for a good place to grind up a little bit. But doing a Temple of Fiends grind with Exit and 2 Warp Casters isn't a bad idea, bad thought either.
Ilya hit level 18. That's Reese's Black Mage, not the Thief.
Joan is 19. That's the White Mage or Red Mage.
Well, White Mage. Rin's the Red Mage.
Okay.
Color scheme matches up, so that makes sense.
Yeah. Trails, right now we're thinking that Reese is ahead, but it's not very far ahead.
Yeah, Reese definitely has the progression edge, but Aaron, with a level 32 black belt, may have the power edge at the moment.
Yes. And Aaron going for Volcano before C, probably the proximity play for him.
Yeah, he went ahead and hit Crescent up for, I think, supplies and healing. Alright, Dang confirming that Gil has hit level 20, so...
Right, and there's a couple good places for some spike tiles, so Aaron too may just check these spike tiles just to see if there's something good there. It's probably not going to take any more grinds unless those spike tiles happen to be eyes. And then
go ahead.
Yeah, and then anyway, but I really am not seeing Aaron really looking for any more grinds. I think he's where he's at. Might check it just to see, but but Reese still does that level 20. What's the breakpoint for the Katana +4?
Why, you think I know this?
I know I don't. I know the +4 means he can go 4 less levels and get that extra swing. But
yeah, no, I think Reese is looking for probably 25, 26 on that ninja to comfortably hit that breakpoint.
Dangwu confirming in chat, 5 hits on 21. So he really probably isn't looking for any grinds, just gonna walk up,
especially
walk it
now
out.
that he has a saber bonk.
Yes.
So,
we got a fast shirt, a saber bonk. We're fine. Everything is fine here.
And it's a +2 gauntlet at that, so that's actually really nice.
Yeah.
I can't remember if ninjas can wear the power gauntlet. I think they can, but Reese isn't testing to find out for sure.
And Reese is just getting his stuff where he wants right now. He may have tested it and just didn't work. That was some pretty fast level menuing then. They can? Said Adam Ruby says they can. Well, then I would equip that right now.
Thought, because ninjas can generally wear anything a fighter can, and fighters can wear the power gauntlet.
All right, we're heading down into Volcano now.
All right,
Trails? Yeah, go ahead. You grabbed it.
All right, so both runners at this point need to light one more of the Fiend orbs. Aaron needs to go to Sea Shrine and defeat Kraken to light that orb. Reese is going to run through Volcano real quick and light Carrie's orb. Once all 4 orbs are lit, they can go to the first dungeon of the game, the Temple of Fiends, talk to the black orb where Sarah was standing, and that will teleport them to Temple of Fiends Revisited. Normally, you would also need to have found the loot and the key in order to access the bottom of that dungeon. But they already have both of those, so they don't need to do it.
Yep.
But after that, they just have to get to Chaos and kill him.
Mm-hmm. So when we talk about go mode in here, what we mean is they have all the key items they need to complete the game. They just need to go through the steps to do so as far as the enemy defeatings. Finish up your, in other words, light all your orbs. So in this case, they had key, they had loot, they had all the items they needed to get into the incentivized dungeon. So
and that's a Masa +1.
Ooh, nice.
So I think with the blursings that we had,
23 maybe?
I think that honestly you throw that Masa on the white mage.
You got 3 people who can swing something at it. Now, the red mage ain't going to do any damage, but gives him something to do when he runs out of spells. But yeah, you put that moss on the white mage, the katana +4 on the thief, you've got 2 people who can actually do some hurt.
Yeah, I mean, alternatively, you throw the moss on the black mage. At that point, even a black mage with a Masa +1 will contribute.
Absolutely. Right. But I'd put that mouse immune on the white mage down at Chaos, because at that point, that's pretty much all she's there for. Cast Invis 2, and that's it.
Pickles and B are bringing up something very important, though, and I was kind of alluding to this earlier. So right now, Aaron has his ribbon on his black belt. So the way the black belt works, if they are unarmored, they have an effective armor rating equal to their level. If they are wearing armor, obviously they have the equivalent equipment armor rating of the armor they are wearing. So right now, Aaron's black belt, if he were unarmored, would have 32 absorb, or 33, probably 34 at this point. With just a ribbon on, that is a black belt with an absorb of 1. Which is less than ideal. You're basically using your black belt's HP as their defense stat. Question chat, doesn't the Pixel Remaster have a randomizer? I believe that it is being worked on by the same folks who worked on the GBA port randomizer, but I don't know how much progress they've made.
All right, so Reese is coming in here grabbing some gold Cheerios.
Yeah, even a gold -1, pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yep, yeah. Gonna put that on more or less everybody.
So yeah, this is dang out though. I can't remember who pointed out in chat before. Oh, also dang. Aaron is getting a little bit of trouble from the sea shrine encounters, and every fight that gives Aaron trouble is good for Reese.
Yep, but we're at Kraken. We got our black mage. We got a fast shirt. We're gonna say goodbye to Kraken here in a second.
We got a lock item as well. That's good.
Fast shirt temper, lock item.
But at about an hour, 7 minutes, and probably... Oh, Reese is going to go ahead and check these tiles real quick. Probably fishing for a ribbon or possibly to pick up a few quick levels. And those fires are not quick levels.
Oh. Yeah, just reset out of that. Maybe that's... Or maybe we're not comfortable with our levels yet.
I mean, I don't blame him, but, like...
Yeah, this...
okay, I think I see what he may be thinking is he at least wants that thief to have HP, nukeable HP.
Okay.
Because,
Yeah, it's above 300, but it's still... You want to be able to take a punch after it, too. Looks like we're going to take on these mud goals.
Yeah. I don't hate it. Golems are generally good eating.
They are, and they're here. They're easy to get. And Aaron at 108 popping down into Temple of Fiends. Now, this just flipped the script a little bit. Where we thought Reese was slightly ahead, Aaron making his dive puts him a little bit ahead. Now, Topher still is the equalizer. There could be some nastiness down here that can bounce Aaron back a handful of times.
Like an unrunnable mage fighter encounter?
For example.
Yeah. So, the main thing with this is these things have stupidly high M defense, so...
Right. Well, we got through them.
I'm going to clear through them, but... It's still definitely going to waste some spells.
Yes.
If you see a lot of those.
Alright. Gas these, runnable. That's good.
Alright, Aaron clearly comfortable with his levels.
Frostwolf's here. Runnable. We're going to do the cheeky checks.
You might as well. They're free, and you get nothing out of them.
And if you get bounced and you know there ain't nothing there, you don't have to check them again.
Yep.
All right.
So yeah, Reese probably doesn't need to take this much farther. I think I saw his thief is at level like 22 or 23. I'd say 24, 25. That's going to be enough HP and enough damage output to where you just need to go for it. You know that nothing was in a particularly cheeky location except maybe the Oxyale.
Yeah.
Like, you do not have time to waste. And you also do not need to be fighting these Earths. There we go.
There we go, yeah. He's probably just, probably just checking to make sure that they couldn't remember, either you couldn't remember they were there, just didn't check them earlier and just wanted to make sure that they weren't something better.
Legit. Aaron already Lich 2. It looks like there was a massive hero run probably after the third or fourth encounter.
Okay. I respect that. Reese did get his charges of for his ninja, so
Aaron forgetting that Lich 2, in spite of having not very much HP, still immune to death.
Well, but 16 hits with a black belt, that generally does it.
Yeah, very few things are highly resistant to that. So right now, the big thing Aaron has to be concerned about is either something getting the surprise attack on his black belt, because that ribbon basically means that is a glass cannon.
Yep.
A particularly bulky glass cannon, but a glass cannon nonetheless. Yeah, that's all I had to say on that.
Absolutely. All right. Now Reese doing some last minute shopping. Right now, I'm feeling for Reese. He's got to go. Most of these spring tournament runs and the qualifiers were finishing right around the hour mark, and at hour 12, your opponent's probably already in Topher.
Yeah, and I do have to kind of agree with Rojo on this one. I think with the level concerns Reese might have had, you just pick those up on the way through Topher. You don't you just dive Topher and count on picking up the last couple of levels before you need them.
Yeah, even if I don't plan on running from every enemy in Topher that I can, I still always gain 2 to 3 levels in Topher before I get down to Chaos. So, yeah.
Just between the unrunnables and the fights where it's quicker to take the fight than to not. So basically what Reese is going to need at this point is for something to delete Aaron's black belt.
Oh, he's at the fiend that can do it.
Yeah, but there's a white mage in the party. Kraken's going to kill the white mage if he's going to kill one in this group.
That is true. Tried really hard with that tornado. Harm 4 comes out. We got a heal pot strats.
Yeah, Aaron went for a ruse stick on the first turn for that black belt. And now is going for the punching. Quad X drop. Doesn't Thief's not weak enough.
12 hits, 1200 damage. Bye-bye, Kraken.
Yep.
Alright, now we're going to go down to Tier 2, which I always say if Kraken 2 don't do Kraken 2 things, Tier 2 usually will do it for him. So let's see how Tier 2 rockles right in front of Tier 2.
Yeah, Reese has made it into Temple of Fiends, encounters that same group of fighters and mages.
Which more or less means the power reset in on in, so he's gonna get that hero run shortly after the second or third battle. Got Temper, Roostic, Fast Shirt.
Invis
actually that's not. Yeah, that's not too bad because you got that black belt who you're relying on the ribbon to protect you against a lot of spells, so you need all the help you can get to keep them from getting punched out.
Yeah. This is a very spell-happy Tia, but it looks like we've got enough health to get through that. And still not dead.
16 hits, 760 damage. Tia's got a little bit of absorb there. 15 hits, never 731. Tia 2 goes down. All right, we are on our way to Chaos. We'll see how this... Well, that was fun. Hopefully Chaos doesn't go down while we've got a purple screen of death up.
Well, we'll see momentarily.
Absolutely. Ideally, this will come down before Chaos goes away.
Chaos
Trails
is indeed the final boss.
Yes. Ziggy, a picnic dumpster fire? Yep. All right. Here we go. So we must have ran into a battle on the way through, getting to the final floor here. Put the black belt down, so it's out of the way. Further out of the way of the punching, doesn't put him directly there. All right, we got Chaos, and we got a Fast Shirt coming out. We got Invis 2 coming out. We got our Roostic probably. Yep. And we got Temper coming out. All right. We gotta make sure our black belt can run away from it, or can take a punch or two. We know he can take some spells. That's what that ribbon's for. All right, gotta wait. Gotta do some fade. Gotta do some more rusing. And more tempering. All right.
I don't hate it.
Don't hate it. Faded it. Oh, I didn't see him put it back on fade. Got a temper.
Yeah,
all right.
There's no need for more than 5 layers of Invis 2 on that black belt. And that's 1100?
And that was after 3 tempers, too, so Chaos is a little absorby. We got the 4th temper out last turn. 14 hits, 1345, and we just finished off Chaos.
Indeed we did.
And that official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 17 minutes, 20 seconds. Let's get our GGs in chat for aaron2u2.
Yep, and
Right. Now we got back to Reese's side. We are on the fire floor. We're going to go ahead and see what go through carry here.
We'll see if we can get him to come join us for a chat. Otherwise, we'll keep an eye on Reese's progress here.
Absolutely. All right. Getting some harm, some Bracken, a fast shirt out. Another nuke. All right. Gary just punching on the first journal for Reese here. Got the nuke coming out. Nuke for 150 damage. 3 hits for Blah, because the stream kind of froze up on me for a second there. And hit 745 damage. Down goes Carrie. Nothing here, just for fun. Funsies. Right. Now we're down here on the water floor. Got to get past these waters. Gonna be taking on a Kraken 2 here in a second. That was fun. All right, some technical difficulties. I don't think we're gonna go see that. I'm sure we'll get this back up before we see Chaos.
And we are back with that, and right in time for Crack 2.
Yep. Fast shirt, the nukes. We're going to try to Bracken a Kraken.
Indeed. And I believe I see Aaron waiting in the broadcast waiting room.
Absolutely.
One who actually has their 2-factor authentication on can grab him, because I can't.
And there he is.
Aaron, GG.
GG's.
Well, thank you.
So, question the first. Do you like fetch quests?
It probably seems that way, doesn't it? I just abandoned possibly going to Gurgu and going straight all the way across the continent.
I mean, Reese made the same decision, and we had a very spirited discussion in here about which play is the better one. I personally think you went with the right play, but speaking of Reese, Kraken 2 is giving him the business right now.
Oh, man. Did Kraken 2 things.
Yeah, I guess he doesn't have the... Well, he's going right back in. I guess he doesn't have the... Well, duh, he probably has the ribbon on one of his healers.
Very well could have, but that was still a pretty heavy punch from Kraken 2 a couple times there.
So, let's see, Aaron. As far as actual strategy goes, so, your party, black belt, thief, black, white, is that your standard formation, or is that, like, was that influenced by the Blursings any?
A bit the Blursings and a bit, I had, Deadpulse did a VOD review of my, previous qualifier and was like, maybe thief, white mage, black mage, none isn't always the best pick. And I didn't, just even the -10 agility just made me scared. I think I would have been fine because of that katana +4, but I mean, I figured it out, I suppose.
Yeah, and for the record, the tail was in the incentive chest in Sky.
Yeah, I didn't think it was worth getting promoted. Like, even if I had that, that'd be a little extra damage, but I didn't want to waste the time.
Yeah, no, I figured as much. I just figured that was also just like I figured that would be something you were curious about.
And then I assume the whatever the other free item was, the ship somewhere.
We have no idea where the ship was. You and Reese followed similar enough routes to where by the time both of you hit Volcano and Sea, you had go mode. So no one opened those chests to find anything.
Oh, so good. That was my hope. I actually figured that Reese would go to Volcano first, which was kind of why I did it, but I guess it worked out.
Yeah, so Reese, if you have the stream pulled up, went Thief Rainbow today. And honestly, Reese wound up ahead of you toward the end progression-wise, because, you know, he didn't have to stop to grind. The problem he ran into is he didn't quite do as much of a walking grind, so his thief was and is a little lower level than I think he necessarily wanted. So at the moment, he's kind of running into issues with Temple of Fiends and just not quite having enough power compared to where he probably wants to be. But yeah, speaking of kind of power, so you took your grind to about 31, I believe. And is that just sort of a, with these flags, my black belt is strong enough at 31, or was that a, I don't have time to go to 42 with the grinds I've found?
Well, I need to they get to 32, and I think that's another one of the benchmarks, and I assume that'd be okay since I had temper. And I don't remember if I had found the fast shirt by then. I think I thought I had it, and then I realized I didn't, like halfway into Temple of Fiends.
I think you did have the fast shirt at that point.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I figured I had enough juice that I could, juice up the black belt so I wouldn't have to solo, and that would kind of compensate for the lack of the 10 levels pretty easily. I mean, if I were doing like a black belt white mage, none party or something like that, I would definitely do that. But I had some faith in my party.
So, after you found your floater, what made you decide to go around the direction you did to go get it out the east out of Patoya's cave versus west? Or west versus east, god dang.
I would say probably lack of experience. I didn't even think about doing it the other way.
Okay.
Yeah. For future reference, going from Matoya to Ryukon, it is taking the east side of the continent's the faster route. Yep. Less steps. It's not that big a deal. I haven't mathed it out, but I don't think it's that many more steps to go the way you did. Just because, Matoya, you still have to go all the way over to Provoca and then down, whereas you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, there's a lot of little things like that I haven't thought about. Like, I realized a number of times I was doing a very poor job of trying to do the, when you do the walking and you try to rub the bottom of the rooms to not get encounters. Like, I kept forgetting to do that. There's a lot of things that I'm aware of that I just haven't really pushed through and got good at yet.
And things, when you're in a race, even if you do know all of this stuff, it's hard to call it to mind at, a critical moment. Yeah, like Dang is saying in chat.
Yeah.
Practice.
Yeah.
Just because you're having to juggle so many different bits of knowledge at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. And you still won this race, so I mean, you did a good job. I mean, so it's not hard. I do have a question for you. I did see this when you were playing. Releasing the bottle right away, is that something you always do?
Yes. Is there a reason not to? I've always kind of wondered. I feel like I'll forget about it if I don't use it.
The main thing, and I think Forex, you brought this up when he did it, is if you open the bottle right when you get it, but then you have a long delay before you can go to Gaia, it is possible to forget that you opened the bottle in the first place and release the fairy, and you may delay going to Gaia because you think you still need to find the bottle.
Oh, that's interesting. It's the exact opposite in my head, actually, that I use it right away so that I mark it on the tracker, because I won't mark it on the tracker till I use it, so I don't forget it, I guess.
All right, Reese managing to get past Kraken, so 2 more bosses to go on his end. That fight went a lot better than the last Kraken fight, I'll say that much.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, nothing to I'm not trying to make a negative of the bottle there. It was just a question in my head, and as long as you're aware of what you're doing and as long as makes it easy for you to remember, that's more important. I like to keep the bottle in my inventory because it helps me remember.
Yeah, and when you're around long enough, you'll see similar conversations come up about when do you do the slab? For the same reason. Once that item's out of your inventory, it's only your notes that remind you that you have done that, and that you don't need to worry about finding those things. And I have seen races where runners have forgotten about their slab or their bottle or whatever, and it has cost them time.
Yeah, I think, again, just kind of having a tracker off to the side kind of helps with that too, but I have the problem of going to Lifen, or whatever that town's called, I always forget it, and then forgetting to actually talk to Dr. Un first, so I tend to bolt to Melmond as soon as I can whenever I get that thing.
Yeah, and, you know, I mean, there's nothing wrong with getting Lupod. You'll just be made fun of for a little while because of it.
Absolutely.
Heck, if I had forgotten about it, it probably would have been good. If I remember right, wasn't that like the ruby or something?
Yeah, I mean, you did get 50k in a house out of it, so it wasn't the worst turn-in.
What?
This is going to be an interesting chaos fight to kind of switch gears for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, like, so Reese, like we said, went with Thief Rainbow, so that thief is all of his hopes and dreams right now. And it got robbed. Oh, okay.
But we have Moss Immune on the White Wizard. We're not out of this yet.
Yeah, so the White Wizard has a Masa +1 that Reese pulled out of a random check in Volcano on the way down. The Red Wizard does have that Vorpal as well.
Right, so I mean, we're not. It's not done yet, but that hurts when that was your primary damage dealer you wanted to do.
Yeah, but that White Mage does have a ribbon, I believe, based on the damage I was seeing coming out of some of these spells. Yeah,
and,
that is a ribbon White Mage.
Yeah, and we did get Temper, at least one cast of Temper off of that Black Mage before it went down, so...
Ooh, but 6 hits for 24 damage, not a great start.
But we do...
Go ahead.
Yeah, from the earlier fight, we do know that Chaos is a little absorbing, so it's going to take some tempers to get this done.
Which we don't have. But the Moss is still, like, that's still a Moss that's going to be packing, I think, it's not an insubstantial crit chance. Yeah, 4 hit 200, and this Chaos has less than, I want to say, like, 2,500 HP. Alright. This is Full Day and Prey territory, I think. Yeah,
we can't keep ourselves healed up, though. So we're not... It may be a long fight, but it's not undoable.
Yeah, so this is Whole Day and Prey time, I think. Because the Chaos's spell list doesn't seem like it's that bad if you've got a ribbon equipped.
Right, he has Nuke. I did see that, but it's not... Again, you got Ribbon equipped, so it's not hurting very hard.
Well, Nuke isn't going to help with Ribbon. Nuke's not elemental.
Okay.
So,
but
yeah,
6 hits. Ooh. Come on.
Yeah,
5
like,
hits once. And
that you're getting a lot of good hits in is the thing.
Yeah. 5
Like,
hits, 243.
Like, yeah, Reese right now, very thankful that he stepped to the side to check that one chest. Okay, it's nuclear. That's much better than Nuke. Because like with that 325 the White Mage has, that's doable.
We did
That's a finish. Get your emojis in chat for Reesewulf because that was magnificent.
That was an awesome finish. Official racetime.gg time of 1:31:38. And did it with the White Samurai strats. Nice.
Nice. GG.
All right, yeah, Reese in the broadcast waiting room. Let's get him in here.
Absolutely.
There we go. Reese, holy crap, GG.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I just had to put the mic back on my headset, so...
I feel like that might be the luckiest, like, Masa pickup I've ever seen in one of these races.
Yes, finding that random Masa was just like, wow, why didn't I know about this earlier? Because that would have made the early game so much easier to have if I had gone there, but the pathing didn't take me to Volcano at all because of how many checks I had available on the overworld. And thankfully, none of the loose mattered.
Yeah, any scenario where you were checking the volcano earlier was not a scenario you wanted to exist in.
Like, after going to ice, I thought about going to volcano, but I was like, I'm just gonna chase this. And if it's a dud, good. And I suspected, based on what was left, that this was gonna lead me to either the ship or the floater, and either one of those gets me out of volcano.
Yeah, and that, as you now know, that was very much the correct call. 4X and I had a discussion over which call to make at that point. Volcano would have been the cheeky play, but no, you routed this very well, and you. I'm not gonna lie, we were all expecting you to bring a black belt, and you going for the Thief Rainbow was very much an interesting play. What kind of prompted you to go that way?
I have tried in dozens of seeds to run a black belt in these flags, and I just can't make it work. And I love black belt; it's my preferred class. But I lose so much time just grinding the levels that being able to just fight as I run, it makes a difference. And the blurses kind of worked out that even the -10 agi on the thief wasn't detrimental.
Yeah, and honestly, about the time you finished your 4th Fiend dungeon, you were in the lead.
I knew I needed to find levels was the problem. I was a little too low to get into Topher, and I was like, okay, now where am I going to go and get a couple levels at?
Honestly, at that point, you may have been best off just grinding in Topher.
Yeah, thinking about it, probably. I did that yesterday after I forfeited, just grinded on Basement 2, because gas Ds are a lot of experience.
Yeah.
But I, didn't want to sit there and then flounder around and just get no good encounters on that floor.
Well, I mean, the other thing to keep in mind is if you just go left when you go into Topher, you can dive right down to Earth floor.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe scare up some Gurmaduses down there.
Yeah, I considered that, but I wanted to conserve as much spell charges without needing to exit. And I was like, if I just go to Hall of Giants, there's probably something there.
Yeah, and I mean, it was one of those things, mud golems aren't the worst thing, but with the
I also didn't need that many levels, so, a couple of fights wasn't gonna hurt me.
Yeah, I mean, so now that we've kind of talked about the rest of the seed, again, that chaos fight, how long after did it take you to unclinch?
I went into it with that setup the way it was on purpose. I left the ribbon on the white mage, specifically because of the Masa and because I had wall. I just never got around to casting wall on a ninja.
You didn't get a chance to. I think that was a first turn.
Yeah, he rubbed immediately. Had I had the turn to set wall up, I probably would have made it through a lot faster. I had the tools to get through that Kraken on the first dive, and Kraken just said otherwise.
Yeah. Yeah, and but yeah, no, you played the hand you were dealt about as well as anyone could have, given the tools you had and the situation that you wound up in.
Like, the couple of boxes I checked in Marsh that gave me the Katana +4 was just like, normally I wouldn't check these, but I'm not playing a black belt and I need gear.
Yeah.
Because normally I just skip every box in there except the incentive.
Yeah, and honestly, like, in my experience, like, checking that handful of boxes doesn't cost you a lot of time, and like you saw, you sometimes get some good stuff out of them.
And sometimes you immediately get bounced out right after.
Oh, yeah.
Which, that cost me a little bit of time, wasn't too much. I felt good with the routing because everything just made it so I didn't have to go into Sea or Volcano, and I really don't like opening boxes in those two places.
Yeah, and that was, like, when you did get up to Sky, that was, like, what we were thinking about is, alright, so if this is the ship, Reese has no choice. He has to get himself a tail.
I went to Sky specifically hoping that the tail would be the incentive, because if the tail was loose, I was gonna have to go all in on the white mage, because I was not going to chase it.
So what was your? Because at that point, when you went into Sky, you didn't have that moss. So what was your plan with the white mage?
Honestly, if I could find the Thor hammer randomly, just smack it to death.
I feel like at that point you might as well just chase the tail, because you're already opening every box in the game anyway.
Well, I mean, the red mage also works because of the Vorpal, so I had paths to get through it.
With those blessings, though, like I don't know if I would have. I love the red mage, and even there, I was just like, yeah, no, you're not using the red mage for melee today. Not unless things have gone really bad.
Fast and saber fix everything.
Not that. I don't even know if that fixes that malice. Like that penalty on hit percent growth hits the red mage hard.
I mean, white mage doesn't exactly have a ton of hit percent, and I managed to get through with a white mage, so you know, there's that.
You had a Mazza +1. That doesn't count.
It counts.
A Mazza +1 papers over many sins, Reese.
And fast.
And fast.
The fast shirt was a nice find, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
Fair.
Very, very true. Those 4 chests sure provided right there in Ordeals, didn't they?
Because I remember seeing fast, but I couldn't remember where I saw it. So I was like, finding the fast shirt just meant I didn't have to chase the spell down.
Well, I can go ahead and tell you where the spell was, because I did pull that when I grabbed the spells earlier.
I assume it was back in Crescent, because that's the only mage thing I didn't recheck.
No, it was in Lefane.
Oh, yeah, I didn't check Lefane.
Yeah, Lefane had life and fast, while life 2 was over in Gaia.
I saw Ruby and immediately hit the reset key.
Yeah, no, neither of y'all were going to be casting fast today if you didn't have that shirt.
But I had ways through that Topher once I found that tail, so I wasn't too concerned with that. The gear was a little sketchy, but, you know, high evasion on a thief makes up for gear.
Yeah, so...
Absorb doesn't matter if you don't get hit.
Yeah, so that actually does bring up a question that was raised in chat for you, Aaron. Why didn't you put any additional armor on your black belt, besides the ribbon?
Well, first, GG Reese. Alright, yeah, time to get a word in there. And I was kind of just forgetting, like, I don't know, I had like a cap +4, I guess? I meant to go back and get gold rings, but I forgot where they were. I think it was in Canaria.
They were in Canaria, because I went and bought 4.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what, if I don't remember, I'm just not going to worry about it.
Fair enough, but yeah. Yeah, the fact that you had your black belt with only a ribbon on did leave you open to some potential difficulties if everything wasn't... that could have been punch happy hadn't been cast happy instead.
Yeah, I think I did an extra ruse on Chaos because that was in my mind. I think I normally just do 1. Yeah, Reese, he was talking about the class choices. I never take a black belt, and I did in this set because I didn't. I was afraid to go with 3 people.
These flags very much disincentivize black belt. It is a strong finisher if you can get the levels, but you lose time to other people exploring while you're leveling, and that can cost you the seat.
Yeah, that sounds like because I think after I did Earth Cave, like routing wise, I just went and did a bunch of grinding over there and got almost to 32, and I was like, that's enough.
I went into Earth Cave and I was like, 2 cakes and a harm 4, I got this.
Daniel was very proud of the cake strats in Earth Cave.
Yes.
I mean, I threw a cake at Chaos too. It just didn't do anything.
Yeah, no, I did. There was a lot
that.
going on by the time you reached that point, so I didn't have time to comment on it. But I did see you going for the let's just try a cheeky instant kill to save to try and get out of this mess before it gets bad.
Well, I would have thrown a Brack, but I didn't want to lose the Cure 4 charges just in case.
Just in case the red mage had survived more than another turn after the quake went out.
Right.
But yeah,
I was clenching when the nuclear came out and I didn't die.
yeah, I mean, you came
I
really
was too, so.
close.
Well, the thing is, I got the turn order tier 4, and if I hadn't, I would have died because stun would have landed.
Still, that's epic finish.
Yeah, no, you comported yourself about as well as you could have. Yeah, you didn't win the race, but I think you won the audience's hearts with that finish.
Yeah, like, I looked at the fighter when we were at the seed, and I was like, do I take a fighter in this seed? Because the Blurses, weren't bad. They were decently good. Then I found the Aegis Shield, and I'm like, now I regret not taking a fighter. But
Yeah,
having all the extra casts in the early game from, harm-free, quakes, all that makes a lot of those trash packs that you run into much easier. And took a couple like the Caribs were just not being kind to me.
what did they have? Because on Aaron's side, we didn't see anything out of them.
It wasn't that they had things, they just kept getting ambushes constantly. So like every time I got into an encounter with a Carib, they would just punch me.
Yeah, I think I fought like 2 of them just because I was like level 4 or something trying to go east. And then I was like, you know what, I'm not going to fight any more of these and just spam tents like every 5 seconds or something.
Yeah, so where did the ship end up being at? Because I didn't find it.
We have no idea.
Neither of us found it? Okay, good, perfect.
Yeah, no, not like, by the time, like I said, by the time either of you wanted to go to Volcano and see, you were in go mode. You found everything you needed.
See, now I want to go back into the seed and find the ship and see where it was at.
Yeah, I think 4X and I agreed it was absolutely going to be at the hairpin in Volcano.
Well, no, because of the way the logic works, it could have been in a key-locked chest because the floater was available.
Well, Aaron checked a few of the key lock chests.
Yeah,
So,
I think I went through Elfland and the Astos' castle, and that was about it.
Because you have the 6 chests in Corneria where it could be. You have the dwarf armory.
Oh yeah, there are plenty of places it could be, but the hairpin chest in Volcano is the most obnoxious place that was left.
I try not to think about that chest. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that's the most obnoxious place it can be. Therefore, that's where I think it is.
Well,
that's where I hope it is. That's where I put money on.
The couple of Volcano chests I did check, I normally would have checked a couple more because I'll grab the free ones. And I was like, as I'm halfway through that floor, I'm like, I should at least check these. Maybe I'll find a rivet.
And you got a Massamian.
Yeah, I got a Masa, which was arguably the better find, but
It finished the seed for you, so.
It did. And good luck to you, Aaron. I hope you do well. I have to win my last race in order to even have a chance at the last chance qualifier, because I'm certainly not making the play-in race.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is though, is anything can happen. Like,
Absolutely.
You prove that you are capable of dealing with some absolute disasters. So.
Yeah, there was a lot of encounters I was like, why is this not letting me run? I have a thief. I know I have -10 agility, but this is no excuse.
Yeah, sometimes the game is just rude.
If you watch really, really closely, most of the encounters I was able to run away were actually the Black Mage.
Yeah.
Well, he had that.
Yeah, he had that +15 luck.
That Black Mage was just doing work when he wasn't face down in the ground.
But we did also notice when you got the crystal from the blacksmith that there was that moment of you just staring at the blacksmith.
Yeah. What was it? There was... After the TNT, when I got the item from the TNT, the canoe, I was like, I could go towards Provoca, but I think because I started to, and then I turned around, and then when I get to Blacksmith the Crystal, and I'm like, this is just sending me in circles.
Inner Sea Tour.
Oh, trust me, I made the full Inner Sea Tour, because I took the right side to get to the some things.
Yeah, you took the right side from Matoya to get back to the airship, and that actually, that saved you. That saved you a little bit of time on Aaron getting airborne. But
well, Like, I know it's longer to go the outlet route. It's shorter on the river side, but it's a longer overall pathing. And let's see, I'm trying to think of anything else I did that like. Right. Oh, so I went to Onrock and I'm like, okay, I found the shop item there, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go to Waterfall, and then from there I will determine whether or not I was gonna go into sea.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, I found the item that was like, no, you're not going into sea right now. So I'm like, look, more stuff to chase. So I went over and I did my Ordeals, because, you know, had to get that out of the way while I was able to, and was like, anything that could keep me from opening chests, you know, was ideal, because I needed that time, obviously.
And you had a lot of bracks. There was no reason not to do Sky at that point.
Oh yeah, I went into Sky at that level entirely on the brack plan. I was like, I'm gonna go in and I'm just gonna spam brack, and if I get through, I get through, and if I don't, we try again.
But I think we probably are at a good point to go ahead and start wrapping things up. So, do you have anything else you want to tack on, Reese? Any final thoughts?
I hope everybody does well. Obviously, I'll be watching from the sidelines, but it was a fun 2 race. I regret not picking 4 Forced against Spellzap last night. Might have had a better chance. Didn't know he would have agreed to it, but, you know, that's life.
Okay. As a pro tip to both of you, if you want to do 4 Forced, always offer 4 Forced, especially against a veteran runner, because most veteran runners, the only way that they can feel emotions is when, like, they have to deal with complete and total nonsense.
Like, for me, a lot of it comes down to all of my practice is practicing strictly a 2-man comp, so that no one can ever, like, if I make it to brackets, no one can draft me out.
Yeah.
And that also hinders my non-bracket play, because now I'm only practicing 2 characters.
Fair enough. All right, Aaron, what about you? Any final thoughts?
Yeah, I still got some stuff to work on. I'm thankful to. I think my goal coming into this entire tournament was to win 1 match, so I've already done that, I guess. I guess I get to look forward to my Spellzap match, and then Chadbert, I've heard, is pretty good at this too. I don't know.
Well, like I just said, Spellzap's already admitted he would have gone for 4 Forced last night. If you're comfortable with 4 Forced, go for it.
Dude, I am totally not comfortable with that.
Anything is possible when Danny rolled her seed.
Very true, very true.
All right, 4X, I'll let you go ahead and take us home, so I'll just go ahead and say thanks again to Dang for doing the tracking and the note-taking for us. It was quite helpful in a few places. And thanks to Darkmoon for handling the restream while also attending to the needs of a small child. And thanks both of you, Aaron and Reese, for coming on and doing what you do, because I like talking over things, and I know 4X does too. So 4X, why don't you talk over things and get us out of here?
Sounds like a plan. Again, thank you to all the runners, restreamers, and stuff like that. If you have not already done so, go give them a follow. Links to them are in the stream chat. Again, I want to thank all the organizers for putting this together. Thank you, Wilt, for joining me in the broadcast booth, because I do like to hear the sound of my own voice, and I'm certain other people don't. Well, anyhow, again, thank you to the runners, thank you to everybody else, and we will gonna have a fun time with this, and we'll see you next time.